Imagine this with me. There's a number above each of our heads, and it tells you your value in life. What do you think your number is? Maybe you're happy with yourself right now, so you'd give yourself a high number. And if you're not, then your number is probably lower than you'd expect. But the question is, what makes your value go up or down? Do the numbers of those around you change your own number? And who decides this value? And to what extent does your self-evaluation matter? It changes a lot. It changes a lot about your life and your outlook. Let me be direct. If this number is high, things are good. You're living a content and happy life, making decisions you mostly believe are logical. But people with low numbers, they're probably in a bad place, and they won't even try to feel better because they feel they're not worthy and don't deserve it. This leads to a person whose life and decisions are likely bad, and they undervalue themselves a lot. Think about it. Your social standing, your job, your financial status, your fame, how well known you are. Do these things relate to your value? And if we say that people are the ones who determine this number, does that mean we derive our value from others? And if we say that having a good job, money and fame is important, then those who don't have those things have no value. I want to start with the story of Othman. Othman, a friend of the channel, is sharing his story with me, and allowed me to share a part of it in today's video. Othman was born very observant. He says, even as a young boy in gatherings of men, I saw that my community gave higher value to certain people. This person is a doctor, so his profession always comes before his name. They would say, Dr. So-and-so. Where did the doctor go? When is the doctor coming? They wouldn't even eat until the doctor arrived. So I got this simple idea in my head. I want to be respected like that someday. So I have to strive to have a respectable position and a good job. He says, as I got older and pursued this status, I also realized that in these gatherings, wealthy people were highly regarded. But I didn't pay much attention to it because I'm not from a wealthy family. But I had it in mind that if I achieved a good job, money would definitely come with it. He says, we grew up, and today I see that both the young and old, in terms of wisdom, not age, can make a place for themselves in society. Simply by being famous, not necessarily for offering good content. Famous for sharing their life, and people who don't have lives follow them and applaud them. Othman says, so let me tell you about an interesting study and the concept it highlights, which is the hedonic treadmill. It says that your happiness levels increase significantly beyond normal when you achieve something you desire and have been waiting for. A job promotion or academic success, for example. But over time, you find that the level of happiness decreases and returns to its normal level. Of course, thankfully, and by the grace of God, the opposite is also true. So if something bad happens to you, you won't stay miserable forever. Rather, hold on, can I just raise this point? Why can't my baseline happiness level be really high? Just imagine with me a beautiful life. Scientists and research and studies went into proving to us that this baseline happiness line is due to our genes, something we can't control. Genes mean they closed all the doors in our faces, meaning we have no power to change or influence it. Then, years later, other scientists came along and said, no, wait a minute. Excuse me, you guys, genes are modifiable. We can increase them. And we can also decrease them. But let's be fair and say, and remind and inform the newcomers to the channel, that we never just take a research paper, a book or whatever it is, and present it as is. Instead, we take the idea as it is. But we present it in a way that aligns with our religion and culture. And this might bother some people, but translated content is already widely available online. And here's a powerful piece of information. If you understand it, you can solve many problems in your life. Your amazing, powerful brain magnifies loss. Imagine this. You, me, and all the channel's followers, we all live in the same neighborhood. Our houses are identical in size and shape, very similar. Our cars are the same, our jobs are the same, our neighbors are the same. You see this. At the end of the day, for example, feeling unlucky. Actually, let me rephrase that. These days, you don't even need to leave the house. Just grab your phone and our problem starts when we begin to derive our value from social media and what's on it. And imagine with me, there are people who live this reality right now. There are people who, when they post something on social media, if they notice there are no likes, no engagement, they delete it. No engagement means the number above your head is not a simple thing, because it will even affect your relationships. You'll see people around you getting into relationships, and you'll think, how can they accept being with someone like that? Someone who doesn't respect their partner. Someone who might be abusive in some way, yet they stay with them. It all comes back to the same point: a person's self-worth. If we look at this person, we'll find that the number they've assigned to themselves is very low. It's about self-compassion. How? I'll tell you how. If your friend called you and said, "Man, I'm a bad person," what would you tell them? I'm asking you, what would you tell them? Because you're a good person and you have compassion for others, you'd remind them of their good qualities and that they're being unfair to themselves. That they're a good person, but they're not paying attention to their good qualities. But if you, right now, people underestimate your value. When your value increases, many things in your life change, including how you spend your time. Because someone who sees their own value won't waste their time. Someone who sees their own value won't waste their time with bad company. They won't waste their time with people and not spend time with themselves to improve. Today, we're all experts in physical self-care. We women are the queens of taking care of and paying attention to our bodies. Hair, exercise, food. And men, they don't miss a beat at the gym. The answer, unfortunately, let me conclude by saying that your value and your thinking are in your hands. You get to decide what your number is and what influences it. If you tie it to people, well, people change. And you would have tied something very precious to you and left it in the hands of those who are unreliable. And if you tie it to your work and your job, think about it. Is that logical? It means that after years, when you get older and retire, it means you have no value. Is that what you want? I truly hope that your number and your self-worth are always high. With that, I want to thank you for your valuable time. I hope I've benefited you, even if just a little. Don't forget to share this video with your best friend. See you soon.